Hi, I'm Dr. Wendy Bohan and I'm an earthquake geologist. I'm doing a series on earthquakes in all 50 states, and today's state is California. So this is a seismic hazard map of California. Why is there so much seismic hazard here? I mean, when you think of California, it's practically synonymous with earthquakes. It's because California is sitting on the boundary of tectonic plates. Most of California sits on the boundary between the North American plate and the Pacific plate, and these two plates are sliding past each other. But in Northern California, you have the Juan de Fuca plate subducting or diving down beneath the North American plate in a subduction zone boundary that continues up through Oregon and Washington. Now, the fault you may have heard a lot about is the San Andreas fault. It's one of the most well-studied faults in the world, and it's the longest fault in California, which means it can produce the largest magnitude earthquakes, the big one that everybody talks about. But honestly, there are hundreds of faults around California that can create damaging shaking for the communities nearby. So, if we think back in California history, most of the earthquakes you've heard of didn't happen on the San Andreas fault. The San Andreas is what we call locked. Some even say locked and loaded. It's building up stress and strain through time that will eventually be released in a large magnitude earthquake. And there have been earthquakes there in the historic past. So there was the 1857 Fort Tejon earthquake, the 1906 San Francisco earthquake, and the 1989 Loma Prieta or World Series earthquake. But just about any of the other, and there was Parkfield too. Just about any of the other earthquakes that you've heard of in California did not happen on the San Andreas. For instance, the Ridgecrest earthquake that just happened in 2019, or the Landers earthquake, the Big Bear earthquake, Hector Mine, Northridge, Whittier Narrows, San Fernando, all of those happened on these other active faults that are around. So California is definitely earthquake country. If you want to learn more about earthquakes in California, visit the California Geological Survey website. They also have a lot of information about other kinds of earthquake hazards like liquefaction, landslides, ground rupture, and tsunami. So just like always, don't be scared, be prepared. If you feel earthquake shaking, drop down to the ground, take cover underneath a sturdy object, and hold on until all the shaking has stopped.